For the latest in strategic affairs, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the bell icon for updates.
Did you know that the Vande Bharat was the first Make in India semi-high-speed train? Did you know for the first time an all-woman 29-member crew manufactured and assembled an entire coach of the Vande Bharat? Did you know that Vande Bharat's original name was Train 18? Hello and welcome to another edition of Capital Calculus. I am your host Anil Padmanabhan. On 15 February 2019, the first Vande Bharat Express was launched, connecting Delhi and Varanasi. Indeed, this was less than 2 years after the project had been kicked off. Its success is a story of audacity, grit and determination. At present, 8 trains are operational and the Union Government has committed that 400 will be functioning by 2025. Indeed, India's first high-speed rail project is set to revolutionize transport in the country. To understand why and more, we spoke to Sudhanshu Mani. Sudhanshu is a former head of the Vande Bharat project. I began by asking Sudhanshu his first thoughts on the 3rd anniversary of the Vande Bharat Express, especially since it happened under his watch and in record time.
When I say we, I mean I and the capable team at ICF. We had, most of them had this angst that India doesn't have a modern, train, speedier, higher technology, better aesthetics. And we all decided that we will work together to give this to the country. And we were, fortune perhaps favors the brave, we were able to deliver it in record time, and the agencies helped to test it in time as well, roadworthiness. After October 18, it was tested and ready in January and finally launched, as you say, on 15th of February 2019. So at that stage, of course, we didn't realize that our product is going to be this popular. And in today's context, if you see what's happening, it's a product which is going to change the face of Indian Railways. When I say that very responsibly. 10 trains are already there. A lot more could have been there, but we'll not get into that. The important thing is that, the next year, the coming year, may see as many as, let's say, 30, 35 more. And very soon, that means certainly in 2024 sometime, we will have 50 such trains crisscrossing across the country. And that's why I say it's going to change the face of the Indian Railways in the country. And that gives us immense satisfaction. Without me having to go into the merits of the train and so on, its popularity speaks for itself. And the importance given to the train as a symbol of aspirational India by the Prime Minister himself, that he is affording this much respect for the train, that he is going and launching them, each and every train himself. And that's also perhaps the reason, the Prime Minister's interest in the train, that we're going to have these 50 trains very soon. So we never in our wildest imagination had thought that this would have such proliferation. But it feels very good to see that indeed it has changed, as I say, the face of Indian Railways, and many, many more to come.
You heard the man. Vande Bharat will change the face of Indian Railways, but this required a fundamental mindset reset within the railways.
Well, that was very important. Not in respect of the train alone. You see, the organizationally, Indian Railways is, I regret to say, but still It's changing, but gradually still living in colonial times. And there was so much feudal culturally and even structurally, hierarchy-wise. So there's so much of barriers, misplaced propriety, barricades, of protocol and things like that. So that was something I was able to break in the beginning, that I'm convinced that more and more openness, breakage of these protocols, absolute platform for ideation from the lowest rung of workers, that can really transform a railway organization, be it a factory or a zone or anywhere else. So that was a bedrock on which many other things we were able to do in ICF. The biggest visible change, of course, was the train itself. But there's so many areas in integral coach factory that we could actually achieve only through this simple means of very strong bonding of employees among each other at every level, and some kind of a audacity, a little chutzpah to do something new. For example, ICM became the only factory of Indian Railways which is carbon negative, consuming 12.5 megawatt from conventional power and generating 13 megawatt of renewable energy through windmill and solar power. Empowerment of women. Women, 29 of them, aged 23 to 57, supervised by a lady officer, making a coach entirely on their own. That and heavy fabrication job. It's not like a desk job or a computer or assembly job. Heavy fabrication job. That was a strong signal to tell the world that respecting all women as equals is not a matter of lip service or a cliche. It has to be demonstrated, and these women were able to demonstrate it. And that for any organization really walking into 21st century is very essential.
Vande Bharat was originally Crescent Train 18. The story behind the name captures the audacity of this game-changing project.
Well, so once we got this sanction, there were other doubts, challenges, which we are not getting into. There was a large project. One of the things that my team told me is a project of this magnitude, starting with the concept, making it into some kind of a design, then a proper functional design engineering, then to manufacture after the tooling, validate, test. All this is a process which international norm is that it should, if you do it properly and systematically, takes 36 to 42 months. We are in April 17, you are retiring in December 18, giving us 21 months. By the time you retire, we would have completed the drawing work. Manufacture would perhaps not have started. It will be very easy for the next leader to come and say, why are you purchasing this trouble? I mean, who asked you to make this train? You are purchasing unnecessarily problem. If it doesn't work, who will reply? All that kind of doubts, And the project may get abandoned. And then where we would be after excitement of 21 months, it will be such a damn squib. That's when I said that, yes, the concerns are genuine. I know how railways and leaders work. So now let's find a solution. And the solution was, we'll try and do something which has not been done anywhere earlier. And that is burn our midnight oil, work timings suited to others, whether in India or abroad. And we will work like donkeys, like Indians can, and turn out this train before I retire. That means in 2018 calendar year itself. And as a reminder to everyone in the team that here is a train we are working on, which is going out of Integral Coach Factory in calendar year 2018. So let's call it Train 18.
I was curious to know as to what makes Vande Bharat so special.
So there is there's nothing novel as such. If you look at the world, some people even call it an invention. I don't. Yes, but there are many things which are novel for Indian Railways. Number one is the coaches in a train get attached, detached, the locomotive gets attached, detached, brought from one end to another. All that is made unnecessary because there is no locomotive. The coaches are permanently coupled. And all the equipment for driving the train, for air conditioning, for heating, lighting, whatever, everything is under the board. The space above the board is entirely available for passenger amenities, except 2 cabs in the end. So that's, and then that's, the media started calling it engineless train. Engine in common parlance is the locomotive. So that name has stuck, which is technically incorrect, but still, the USP is this, that the train has no locomotive. It has coaches of all same profile. So the train is amenable for very aerodynamically sleek and elegant design, which we think we were able to do it. So it automatically becomes aesthetically very superior, apart from engineering performance because of aerodynamic profile.
It is not that government departments have not enjoyed success. After all, we have the extremely successful story of ISRO. But the problem is that they are more the exception than the rule. So the big question then is whether Vande Bharat is that tipping point.
Of course, ISRO and, of course, Department of Atomic Energy, DRDO to some extent, not entirely, but definitely to some extent. These are the examples of government agencies having delivered near world-class products, which all of us can be proud of. Little caveat here that they work in an environment of perhaps lower intervention of bureaucracy. They work under the PMO, and they also work under the an environment of denial of technology, which means they don't have the option to go to somebody else and beg for technology or purchase technology. Railways have no such problem. So the first instance, if you know in a new type of locomotive or train, why don't we import it? That is also a reason why the inherent of railway engineers does not burgeon. Otherwise, the pool of engineers, engineering managers is very, very competent. And it's over the years that their technical competence and the technical excitement to do something starts getting killed because they are not engaged to do something out of the box for the country. But it's there to be tapped. And I realized that, and my team members realized that. All we did was to channelize this energy towards delivering this train. We never thought that we were attempting something impossible. We knew it was difficult. We had to give 110% of what we were capable of. But that 110%, comes out of pride and ownership.
You heard Sudhanshu. India has world-class personnel both within and outside government. However, they need an enabling environment. And that is the most compelling aspect of the Train 18 story. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Strat News Global on YouTube. Hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any updates. And please do share any thoughts and ideas with us. I'm available on Twitter at Capital Calculus. I'll be back next week with another episode. Till then, stay safe.